Hi, everybody. I'll make sure. Okay, so a lot of news coming on very late again on day 1882. 1882 days since Richard was forcibly removed from his barracks room. Oh, we're not just saying that. That's because we have evidence. Okay, we have evidence. With almost 9,000 followers just on Facebook. We have a lot of information coming in. We've had from the very beginning. And so that is really important for everyone to know. And that his life was taken. His life was taken, and his remains were stolen, dismembered, and trafficked. That's really important because he was a whistleblower, and he was reporting on the child exploitation, the worst type of crimes against children, the ones that William Molinar are engaged in, and of course Lilani Hart and her family engaged in, and many others in this group. Not because we said so, because the courts have said so, because uh, Lilani confessed to it. She confessed. It wasn't us. We didn't write her affidavit confession for her. She wrote it herself. So I think that that is very important for everyone to know. And we see that, the deception is out there. Uh, Comey, FBI Director Comey, has been indicted. I probably should have put that in the title of this. That is a really big deal. It's absolutely a big deal because it's absolutely connected to our son's case. And so we're very happy about it. He rightfully should go to prison for the rest of his life if we're that kind to him. If uh, if we're that kind to him, which Americans are very kind to these really deceptive, absolutely deceptive, like satanic criminals. And he really, and the thing is he needs to go through the whole court process. But we saw it for ourselves, day in and day out, what a rotten, deceptive liar um, uh, that he is. Absolutely. And in our son's case, we absolutely saw it. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is a good indictment, and I'm very, very happy for it. Um, and you see what happened also today, and make sure that everything is going. See, doesn't look like it wants to go. Am I on? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, to continue. So, uh, today in El Paso, there was a shooting, and two uh, young young ladies were killed in it, and the shooter supposedly committed self harm afterwards. Um, you can't just speak freely on a line. You have to be very careful. And it was right there, right by the main police department building. And it just absolutely echoes what we've been what we've been saying, that this is absolutely a problem with the law enforcement. The agencies are what's bringing in the criminality, that they are so compromised, that they are so corrupt, that they're bringing. When you can, when there's a shooting that close, so brazen, to the very building of law enforcement, then that's a sign that the law enforcement has been compromised and corrupted, because they bring no fear. There's no fear to be close to them, right? They're the cover up for the criminals. And I can tell you, in our son's case, it absolutely is the truth that those that are entrusted, and taxpayers pay for them to um, keep law and order and keep people safe and our troops safe. And they're the ones that are the danger. They're the ones that are the crime scene. They're the ones that are the crime scene. And so it is very fitting that the director of the FBI be indicted, because they're the criminals. And he is absolutely a criminal. And now Pete Hegseth, the um, director uh, of the Department of War, right? Secretary of the Department of War, he is bringing these generals and these flag officers were so top heavy. It's like one out of four service members and one general. Can you believe that? To one, no, one officer. Sorry, one officer for every four service members. That's very top heavy. And the generals are very, very top heavy. And I've been saying it for years. 44 four-star generals, when for 1/10 of the amount of service members. When in World War II, where we were very successful, we only had seven. So why do we need to be so top heavy? We don't need to be so top heavy. We need to have the best of the best wearing our stars, not individuals like Sean Bernabe that are traitors. They're absolutely traitors. So was James Eisenhower. So is uh, Curtis Taylor. And so, they're just absolute traitors. Why do we want them in uniform? Why do we want to pay them? Why do we want to pay them and entrust them with our volunteer sons and daughters, when they are traitors, right? When they're up to no good. Um, so, and the other thing is, um, Fort Hood is, uh, you know, I was teaching at an elementary school called Peebles when I met my husband, who was stationed at Fort Hood. And to know the shooting at Fort Hood um, years ago, and now Secretary Hegseth of the Department of War is seeking the death penalty to bring that back to the military, is very, very good. I'm really liking the Department of War. I really am, compared to the Department of Defense. I think it's going to be a great improvement, because what is he going to do with all of these generals when he gets together? Well, he said what he's going to do. He's going to combine. He's going to combine uh, the responsibility, so that many of them will get fired. I think that's what's going to happen. I hope so. Because then, after the firing, then we can have accountability. We need to have the firing, and then we can have the accountability for the traitors, for absolutely the traitors. And he has had months in that position, and so enough time to get the list of who's the traitors, right? Who are the traitors? So So this is uh, all coming together. Um, there's a lot of investigations going on. That's why we're coming on so late, because of everything that we're doing behind the scenes, and others that we have to speak with because of investigations that are ongoing. And I would say that the crime scenes are being investigated now in Richard's case. We're getting a lot of support from um, the top folks, the institutional support. So there is this branch in President Trump's administration that are absolutely going after the criminals. And we're very happy to report that. So that's really the all that I'm at liberty to say right now. Know that these two young women, Whitman and Molina, um, and uh, it's not what it seems to be. Also, in the Charlie Kirk, we did get that amazing scientific ping of the weapon used um, in the assassination, and the cross-referencing of those pings to get you the location, um, suspected location, most likely possible location, most likely location of the shooter. And it's not on that rooftop where Tyler was, okay? And I think that that is very interesting. And so that's all being looked at. There has been an update on the video that I posted yesterday. Um, and so I'll try to post that up. It's things are happening very, very quick. Be sure to share and keep up with all of this news, because it's happening very, very quick. And a lot of this major crime, like in Charlie Kirk's case, like what's going on, because El Paso wanted to be the president. They had put their hat in the ring to be president with Beto O'Rourke. They are the central, the center, the epicenter of criminal trafficking. They make a lot of money criminal trafficking. They want that border open. They will do whatever they can to continue the criminal trafficking and the open border policies. That's why they cannot stand President Trump, because President Trump is hurting their pocketbook. It's all about the pocketbook and their power, right? So this is very, very clear that El Paso is a big player in all of this when it comes to even Comey and Kelly and Garrett and McConville and Mealy. These are those generals and other players that were their target was President Trump. This was really the epicenter was El Paso on targeting President Trump. And this is why our son's case is so important, because Richard was President Trump's whistleblower. He could identify what was who did the and what was going on with the Walmart mass shooting that was absolutely weaponized against President Trump, and many other things going on at the border with the criminal trafficking that he could identify. That's why he was such a threat. And so uh, yeah, the real target was President Trump, and Richard was a threat because he was absolutely the anti-trafficker. The he absolutely rejected the trafficking. He absolutely rejected the illegal, unlawful attacks on President Trump. the illegal and unlawful false narratives to sway an election. And so he was really a risk to them. So um, yeah, I think it's, I think that's enough. I think that's enough because we have enough. We have enough, and things are really happening behind the scenes. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you so much, and please share. We are a government of the people, by the people, for the people, and we absolutely need to stick together because we can't have like this these two young girls getting shot, right? Getting killed. And this is the thing, we can't even have a beauty pageant without cartels being involved. And this is known that the cartels are involved. So, we need to absolutely hold the criminals accountable so that we can get back to a peaceful life. So, thank you so much. God bless you. And I will.